Tesla will produce the Cybertruck in Austin, Texas. Tesla had wanted to manufacture and sell a small number of electric pickup trucks by the end of 2021, but they still need to be ready. In this video, we will showcase the incredible features of the Tesla Cybertruck that has become prominent in the entire EV industry. If you don't want to miss any of these details, keep watching the video. The first Cybertrucks will be constructed in 2023. Tesla has created some very cool futuristic-looking autos, but we are still determining how they will be manufactured. Before acquiring a Tesla Cybertruck, you should investigate the cost others in your neighborhood pay to discover whether you're getting a good deal. Here are the reasons why the Tesla Cybertruck has shocked the EV industry. Number 1. As with previous Tesla cars, the Cybertruck is durable and will likely retain its value. Therefore, even if you employ it regularly, it will continue to be very important. It is so dense that it cannot be shaped in several ways, which contributes significantly to the Cybertruck's peculiar appearance. The shell and interior of this machine both appear to be incredibly durable. Number 2. The new Cybertruck has a range of 500 miles without recharging. It can reach 60 miles per hour in approximately 2.9 seconds and tow a 14,000-pound trailer with a single rear-mounted motor. There are, however, cars with 2 and 3 engines. If this new Tesla truck is as good as it claims to be, it could radically transform how individuals perceive pickup trucks. Large organizations initially reacted slowly to Tesla automobiles, but they are now planning to compete with the Cybertruck. Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Hammer are 2 electric vehicles offered by General Motors. The F-150 Lightning is an electric version of Ford's most popular truck, the F-150. Number 3. The new Tesla Cybertruck is predicted to cost $39,000 and include a single motor and rear-wheel drive when it debuts in 2023. The new Cybertruck of 2023 will be powered by 2 engines and all 4 wheels and will cost roughly $50,000. The variant with 3 motors will cost approximately $70,000. Due to the company's tendency to modify prices amid a model year, Tesla's prices may rise before you can begin ordering a Cybertruck online. Again, if you purchase a Tesla vehicle, you will not receive a $7,500 discount from the federal government, but you may be eligible for additional state incentives. You cannot, however, purchase a cyber vehicle with cryptocurrency. Number 4. According to Tesla, the Cybertruck with a single motor and rear-wheel drive accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.57 seconds. It takes the vehicle with 2 motors and 4 wheels just 4.5 seconds to achieve that speed. The third model with 3 engines can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in less than 2.90 seconds. That will get some supercars into shape. Number 5. The Tesla Cybertruck can transport up to 3,500 pounds in 2023. What alternatives exist to the Chevrolet Silverado EV, which can only transport 1,300 pounds of freight, while the Ford F-150 Lightning can transport 2,000 pounds? The Rivian R1T is strong enough to support the weight of almost 2 elephants. Number 6. The Cybertruck of 2023 will not have a steering wheel like classic cars. The driver will instead use a steering wheel resembling that of an airplane. The dashboard will have a touchscreen measuring 17 inches wide. Number 7. The Cybertruck is a massive vehicle with seats for 6 passengers. It includes 2 rows for 3 passengers and full-size front and rear doors so everyone can quickly enter and exit. The peculiar triangle shape in the rear will not allow much headroom. Additionally, the Cyber vehicle has concealed storage chambers. They are positioned beneath the hood and behind the back seats. Number 8. The Tesla Cybertruck has a battery-powered floor and an exterior made of corrosion-resistant stainless steel that is impossible to damage. The side glass is strengthened with a composite polymer layer. If you look around, you will notice that there are no side mirrors. These are unnecessary given that the front fenders contain rear-facing cameras. Who knows if this will comply with federal regulations? But we believe the external LED strip lights will face some bureaucratic hurdles. Number 9. The Tesla Cybertruck lacks windshield wipers at present. Tesla has developed a new type of windshield wiper that consumes less electricity than traditional windshield wipers. We are contemplating using a unique light to keep the enormous windshield dry in the rain. Regardless of how the issue is overcome, it is apparent that it must be resolved before the electric pickup truck can be manufactured. Number 10. Tesla Cybertruck of 2023 will have the ability to lift itself 16 inches off the ground, making it taller than the majority of autos. The Cybertruck has a large screen with a wealth of information, a smart mirror to assist with rear visibility, safety features, and a bed cover. The truck bed can fit a sheet of plywood approximately 6.5 feet in length. When the tailgate is down, it has a length of 8 feet and a width of 4 feet. There are additional plug-in outlets, including a conventional household outlet, a more prominent outlet, and a location for an air compressor. You won't be able to customize the Cybertruck's characteristics on the Tesla website just yet, but for around $10,000, you can add a feature that enables the vehicle to drive itself. Despite the system's name, drivers must remain aware and engaged. And that ends our video for today. Are you excited for the Tesla Cybertruck? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content such as this.